Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Language Facilitation Energy Update. My name is Marci Melzer, and I'm an intuitive speech language pathologist, language facilitation coach, and consultant. And I do these videos every week to let you know what's going on. Actually, I do three things on these videos every week. I let you know a little bit about what's going on in the astrology and the energy that's going around on the Waves of Communication platform that's affecting everybody out there all across the world. We talk about the top 3 videos that you can watch on the Waves of Communication platform to ride out the energies of the week and fill you in on what's going on the platform, all of that. And then I'm going to share one of my language facilitation inspiration cards with you to give you a practical strategy that you can use and, tap into the resources that you have going on. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I'm so pleased to have you today. Let's get started really quick with the astrology. So there's not a lot going on. Thank goodness. We've got a week where we're able to sort of get our feet back under us. We've had a lot. The eclipse happened, and we've got another one coming up next week at the new moon. But this week in the middle, between them, right? Getting ready. We're on Thanksgiving break here in the U.S. All the kids are off school. You're thinking about your holiday shopping. You're thinking about what you're going to be cooking, planning your sales, all that stuff. Sort of the go towards everybody's projects kind of takes a pause this time of year, and you can do the same. However, I recommend that you do a little contemplation at the same time and really think about what's been going on, because with this next eclipse coming up, you're going to be inspired. We're in Sagittarius season right now, so you're going to be inspired to take new action. You're probably feeling a little tuckered out, ready to eat some pie, ready to have some relaxing time with family and not think about the tests you got to take or the work you got to do. You want to take a little break with that right now. And so that's what we're going to be moving into this week. So astrology-wise, not a ton going on. However, there are definitely videos that will help you work with these energies. And so what we're going to be talking about next is the top 3 videos that I recommend for you to watch from the Waves of Communication platform. Now, these top 3 videos are good for this week, however, and the links for all these videos are in the description of this video. And if you are inspired by these recommendations, you might want to look at the playlist that I have created with all of these energy focus videos, because they all have video recommendations that go with the theme. So if your particular week is feeling one of the themes that I talk about, like we're talking about this week about using your intuition, if you're feeling inspired by that title, the videos in that video that I put out, the video recommendations for that week, might be applicable to you whenever you watch it. So this is kind of, even though they're dated, because I date them based on the astrology that's going on and, when the energy that I'm feeling right then, it doesn't matter. You can use these videos anytime you want for inspiration. Use the title of the video. This title of this video today is Trust Your Intuition, because remember, we're in that middle time where we have a pause, we have a break from big, major decisions making, where we're really kind of thinking about what we need to do in the future, and we know we have to do it, and we want to do things the right way moving forward. So here are the videos that I want to share with you. And the first one is an interview video. It's a mom of a 2-year-old late talker who saw more tantrums while they were in OT and speech therapy. After they started, she was doing some language facilitation at home, and then she signed up for early intervention, and her kiddos' behaviors increased. And so that's one of the symptoms of burnout, is changes in behavior. And if you are noticing big changes in increases, like we need a break from school because my kid doesn't like going right now, he's been fighting with his teacher, things like that, if that's going on and you are perceiving those things, then it's time to think about a change. So you might want to listen to that podcast video, watch that one, so that you can learn about what I coached that mom to do when she was presented with a therapist that was having her do things that were not getting the results she wanted. So again, you're deciding now. People are burning out on what's going on, and you might be making decisions about making changes. Okay, so the next video that I have for you is this one about using your spiritual practice for language facilitation. There's 7 tips for families in this video. And it's here because in this week, because again, we're talking about using your intuition and the way the first introduction that parents and caregivers realize, my cat's saying hi, the parents and caregivers that I work with tend to really rely on their religious practices. Meditation doesn't matter if you have a specific religion that you practice, just however you tune in to your best self. We're all inspired by God, who is part of us and part of our best self, right? So what we're thinking about is, how do you tap into that inspiration? Because that's where your gut instinct and your heart and your brain all kind of could line up together in your chakra system, and you decide, yes, this feels right for me. This feels good for me. And you need to practice that level of balance for effective language facilitation, and your spiritual practices will help you tap into your intuition, because when you're in a meditative state, when you're praying, when you're focused on your dreams, when you're thinking about your gratitude, we've got Thanksgiving coming up. So it's time for us to be grateful for all the gifts that we get and share our offerings with our friends and other people, and all the ways that you do that in your life. If you don't have a spiritual practice, you do it on Thanksgiving by bringing the mashed potatoes to the dinner. You do it with your neighbors by inviting them to your Thanksgiving. There are lots of ways that we share our energy, spiritually energy, how we care for each other, how we nurture each other. And that level of connection, we talked about that before on videos, is really a foundation for language facilitation. So if you've got some time off from work or your kids off school this week, this is the time when you can reintroduce those spiritual practices. What is your holiday all about that's coming up? This is when you want to start talking about it, right? Okay, the third video that I have today is a practical video for you. And this one is how to teach your child to talk using everyday jobs. And this is a step-by-step process where you can pick things like this family did using the dishwasher. I've got another graphic here about using the laundry. These are the jobs that happen every day in your home that your child always sees you doing. They see you cooking. They see you cleaning up after them. They see you doing yard work. These are the things that opportunities, I call them language facilitation opportunities, because if your child is watching you sweep the floor or watching you empty the dishwasher, this is your opportunity to establish a connection, invite them to join you, and talk about the experience. You don't have to make them do the job for you, but create an experience around these everyday jobs. And when you do, let the late talker know how successful empty dishwasher makes you feel. Whoa, I feel great when the dishwasher's empty. I love it when the laundry is clean. And you to take the towels out of the dryer and they feel soft and fluffy. That's an experience of laundry that you can share with your late talker during these everyday experiences. And then there's so much more to talk about than put the towels in and the towels are wet and the towels are dry. It's an experience. You're happy the laundry is done. Or if you got a stain that doesn't come out, you're frustrated by that. And then you move into problem solving and what you do about it. The deal about this strategy, this video, is that your opportunity for language facilitation happens all day, every day, and especially when you've been talking to the late talker and they're already following you around, doing whatever you're doing naturally. If you're sorting socks or you're wrapping presents or you're decorating for the holidays, these are the things that you want to involve the late talker in. Involve them in the prep, involve them in the cleanup, involve them in, it's not just show up, do a craft, and then you get to leave. That whole experience of the jobs that you do around those things are language bits, language concepts that your late talker needs to know. All right, got an itchy nose. That means somebody must be thinking about me. All right, so those were the 3 videos. We had those 3 videos, the late talker interview video, a spiritual practice video, and a practical jobs video. And those are videos that allow you to get practical process, right? Get things done, move through, feel better while you tap into your intuition just as a natural tool of your language facilitation. It's not something you have to stop and, and all that stuff to tap into your intuition. It happens all day, every day. And when, like, this mom who's looking at her kids' behavior change, and if you notice your kids' behavior changing, you're already intuitively tapped in because you noticed. You're conscious, you're aware, you're paying attention. That's what intuition is. Because when you pay attention, automatically you start doing computations in your brain. You assign things, you judge things, you do all that, you move into it. And when you allow and all of that computation and analysis and all the things that are going on in your brain, when you kind of put that aside and just tune in to be present in the moment of the situation, you're going to be a lot more successful. You just will. All right. So in the process of all this, there is a really interesting language facilitation inspiration card that I selected for you because I love this one. Because again, it kind of centers around why is it important to involve your kiddo in spiritual practices, because obviously I made a video about it, but I also made a card because it is so important to so many of my families, and I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. And so here's the card. It says, show me the light. And so you can see here that this is at a church or a temple or someplace where this mom is showing this little girl how to light a candle. And we light candles to remember people for all different kinds of reasons. We light them to evoke our concentration. We light them to shine light in the room even. And that's the whole point about this. The whole reason that we have a spiritual practice is because we find the light there. We find our way through the darkness of our despair, our worry, our frustration about the future, about what other people are going to say about my kid at the Thanksgiving dinner table. You're not worried about that because you are concentrating on showing the late talker where the light is, and your focus is on the light and not the darkness. So let's look at the flip side. What it says on the back of this, flip side is the old, we used to have records that you used to have to put on a turntable and flip over, and there was more information on the other side. That's what flip side means for all of you who aren't old like me. Anyway, so the information on this card says connect with your spirit. Okay. So again, that's where the light is. The light is with your spirit, with the high vibe, with the process, with the progress, right? Introduce the lay talker to the idea of a spiritual guide, somebody who you turn to. Who do you turn to? God, Archangel Michael. Thank you, Jesus. Whoever you turn to, Allah, Krishna, whoever they are in your life, Buddha, and it might be just the universe. It doesn't matter. Whoever you tune into, that you want to introduce that concept, that being, that presence. You want to introduce that to your late talker as soon as possible. And so that's why spiritual practices allow you a sort of a construct to do it. So what you want to do, because they want to understand the idea that everything isn't always in our control. And sometimes when things happen, they teach us lessons and we move through all the reasons that we have a spiritual guide, right? That we need help, right? So they give us good ideas and they help us share love with each other too, right? I love you. We share, like I said, that's why we have Thanksgiving and we pray and we thank God for the things that we have to sustain us. And when we get a big bountiful bunch of it, we share it with our friends because we all have different bounties, right? And your light talker knows what you have to share with them, and they're looking for it. They need it. They're looking for you to be the source of that. So what you want to do is you want to teach about your own spiritual practices, how to respect sacred objects. So the things that you have to touch, those candles and all that stuff that you use, right? and the rituals, why we give offerings, why we leave the sugar on the puja, why we do that stuff, why we don't touch it, because it is not for us. We're giving it to someone else. It's the same way we give presents at Christmas and we give offerings at church, all the same reasons, because the understanding, the benefit of giving of ourselves to benefit other people is where karma comes from, because everything we give, we get back tenfold. And especially if we give with positive intention, that's where this process is. You're really fueling your late talker's motivation to start to develop, because I need to talk so I can connect with people. I need to talk so I can learn their wisdom and share my wisdom with them, just like you do with God, right? I need to connect with the Archangel Michael because I need some guidance from you, whatever you do, right? So this is what you're going to do. And you want to practice being quiet, right? Once you see we call out for help to whoever we call out for help to, we want to be quiet and listen and share those inspirations that you get. And remember that the light ideas are always easy, happy, safe, and fun. And you'll get ideas because that's what tuning in does. And if you intend to ask for something, you'll get messages, and share the messages you get. Ooh, I'm inspired to go outside. I wonder what we should do. It's raining and you can't go outside. I wonder what we could do that would let us have super much fun. Give us guidance, God, to help us find something fun, and you'll get an inspiration. You'll say, let's build a fort. Let's pull the umbrellas out and dance in the house. Let's do something that you are inspired to do, and you will be. You just will be, because that's how this works. The light always is available to everybody, and the universe wants you to be successful. So that's how all this works, everybody. Use your inspiration for process and progress, because that's where the best language facilitation effort and the best language facilitation results come from. All right. Before I go today, I just want to let you know tomorrow's live Q&A is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be sort of out and about on location. I'm doing a volunteer job in the afternoon at the aquarium. So I'm going to be out near the water, where I'm going to be talking about gratitude and talking about language facilitation coaching tomorrow. So be sure to join me, because it's always every Thursday at 11, because parents are the best language facilitators, parents and caregivers, I should say. Subscribe to the channel, because I'm not sure, you never know how it's going to go when I go live on location. I want to make sure that you don't miss anything. Hit the little bell that says you get all notifications. It really helps me on the channel, and it's a nice way to say that you appreciate my work. Yeah, and just please like this video. Every video you watch, that you hit the like button, that helps other people know that it's good content and that you value it, and maybe they should value it too. And then if you really value it, you can share it. So, all right, let's see. The last thing I want to share with everybody is there are still language facilitation card decks available. Not a ton left still. I think like 6 I've got left ready for shipping out. So this is your last opportunity to get your deck. Go ahead and order yours now. I just sold one yesterday, so that's why I think I only have 6 left. So get your order in before they're done. The workbook, for any of you who are following me, and you know that I'm working on a workbook right now, and I anticipate the manuscript being done this weekend, and I'm going to get it up on Kindle by the end of next week. It is my goal to get it done before this new solar eclipse, because it takes a little time for Kindle to get that all processed and for it to be available for you to ship out on Amazon. It's going to be a paper workbook that you're going to be able to use to analyze your late talkers levels, to find the strategies you need to help them move up the levels, to create your plan, to record your progress. All of that is going to be available for you in the workbook, and it's going to be available. So yeah, Lila's just got her cards. She says they're awesome. Yay. So they are getting out. They are shipping. I promise you, as soon as these sell out and I get the workbook done, then I'm going to be ordering ordering another deck. And I'm looking at international processing because international shipping is too expensive. I have to figure out a way for distribution instead of just sending them out from here, because I've got people all over the world ordering them and I want you to be able to access them. So that's my job. But I have to get this workbook done because it's going to be a lot easier if I use Amazon as a distribution method. You can get the workbook, get started, then you can buy your cards after you get your workbook if you don't get them on the first run. But if you want your deck, get it now. Order now. Don't wait. If you don't make it, you'll just, have to wait again. Like I said, it won't take your order if there aren't any left. It'll just quit selling them. So just order till they're gone. And yeah, you can, like I said, there's a few left. Get yours now. All right. I've got to get back to work because I'm still working on this manuscript, and I've got tomorrow's live on location and lots going on in the Waves of Communication platform. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. These energy focused videos, you can tell my energy is getting keyed up. I love connecting with you to share this with you because I want you to join me and ride the waves. We ride the ups, we ride the downs. We're in Sagittarius season. It's time to get things done. Time to get out there and get your language facilitation work. So, bye for now. See you tomorrow.